look at this. Ooh. The funhouse of mirrors. Oh, okay. We're broadcasting. All right. Hey, hello, NuPIC. This is Matt Taylor, and I've got Scott Purdy here in the Mensa office, and we've also got Richard Crowder and David Ray on the line, I think, and Chayton. Okay, so let's do this review. You know what? First thing I want to talk about is I just sent an email about this to NuPIC Discuss, but we just released another NuPIC application called Grok for Stocks. And the cool thing about this is that anybody can use it. If you've got an Android device, anybody with an Android device can just download it from the Play Store and give it a whirl. You don't really have to do anything else, any type of setup. And NuPIC is running this thing, not on your phone, but it's running on a server the phone's communicating with. So it's kind of a cool way to show off NuPIC to your friends if you want to give them an indication of what we can do with this sort of technology. So I've played around with it a bit, and it's a neat little thing. Our engineers here at Mensa worked a long time on getting a really nice UI for it and everything. So please give it a spin. You can get it on, where is it? The Play Store, which is cool. I like having something up on the Google's Play Store. So that's my plug for Grok for Stocks. Okay, so in the past couple weeks, I've been on vacation for a week. So let's give a quick rundown of what we've got. I moved all the Windows stuff into 0.4.0 just like 15 minutes ago. So I don't know what you guys think about that, but we're making no progress on Windows at this point. So we're gonna push that off a little bit. We still want to do it. The last hackathon, we had a lot of people wanting Windows. We still need to do it, but I'd really like to wrap up the stuff in 1.3.0. So there's only a couple more things with some of the code cleanup in here, and I've pinged on those PRs. All of these coder tests have been cleaned up, which is great. Richard is still working on porting temporal memory to C++. He's given us a couple of comments on his progress that Kate and I and Scott have looked at. So we're keeping up with your progress there. Richard, let us know if you need guidance or help on these issues, and we will do what we can to help you out. So Akila is one of our interns, and she raged through all these pluggable components issues. So this is closed off, and this is already being utilized, I believe. So it's a nice way. Not so strict requirements on creating your regions. So that's good.
I don't know if that super issue is totally complete. Like we had only kind of fleshed out a few of the items, but if you look at the description,
if there are more. So I think I had something in here asking for somebody fill in what the subtasks are, and I saw that someone did fill them in.
Yeah. So
and they are all done, so I thought it was closed. If it's not closed, maybe.
The main one that sticks out would be. Wait. It says pluggable encoders. Can you click on that top one?
Pluggable encoders. Network example with pluggable encoders.
I did this.
Yeah, you must have. Well, here's.
I can't hear him.
Sorry, Scott's not right by my computer. I'm using my computer mic.
Go to files.
Okay, we're investigating this PR.
I know this is probably not the time to do this, but.
Oh, it's not very.
Oh.
Not very big.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Do you think it's done?
This is a way to do it.
Okay, so let's call it done. If you don't think it's done, open it back up. All right, so that's cool. Do you want to give us a serialization update, Scott? Is there still work going on by you or any of our engineers currently?
Yes.
We're trying to do this. We want to do this.
We've made a lot of progress in the last couple of weeks. David Ragazzi has sent a bunch of pull requests. I've had 5 of mine merged this week alone.
Cool.
So definitely making progress. 6 just merged one before this meeting. So definitely making progress. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of work left. We're not quite at the end. A little bit is just going through the motions and getting it all in. And then there's one sort of question mark remaining. And that is going to take a little time to dig into. I kind of suggested to David Bugazzi that he might want to pick it up, but he hasn't. So I'll pick that up once I get through all this backlog of stuff that I have right now.
Okay. And we really want this too. We're not just doing this for the community. This is going to speed up our apps a lot. And like I'm making the HTML engine tutorial, I can already see how this would make that a lot faster, the thing I'm building. So
I also noticed there's a discussion going on in the Cabin Proto list right now for there's a couple people interested in implementing M mapping with it, which could potentially make our use case about as fast as possible with serialization, which would be pretty cool.
As fast as possible is pretty much as good as you can get.
That's exactly right.
All right. More dead code. The other one was from NuPIC core. This is from NuPIC. The only thing sitting here is removing some vision stuff.
We're just starting to work on that right now. Jared Weiss is going to be doing some of that as kind of a fun project.
Oh, he's going to actually be using the NuPIC vision stuff that's in NuPIC?
Well, I was just discussing it before, and I'm actually curious what you think. So people had wanted to move the vision stuff out of NuPIC.
Yeah.
So one of the things I had done a while ago was just make sure that the people that had any commits in NuPIC vision were okay with this being under our licensing, which is a necessary condition for us to use it.
Right.
And everyone's okay with it. So
yeah.
Given that, I think we can move over, and then the first, if we're going to do that, then that would mean moving the image sensor region over, which is now possible due to Akila's work. And it would also mean moving Subutize and this example from NuPIC research over to NuPIC vision, and then.
And you're talking about this repo, this community. Okay, perfect. And so this PR is like it's already been moved over there, but it hasn't been removed from NuPIC. So all this PR does is remove it from NuPIC.
Here's one question though: does the community want their own NuPIC vision repo separate from one that is under the same guidelines and restrictions and process?
As far as I know, they don't care.
Okay.
So the one that's out there right now is. Here's the thing. The license is GPLv3. The copyright is NuMenta on all this code, except for anything that others have contributed. So like over time, since nobody has to sign the CLA to contribute to this repository, over time, the major copyright owner could switch to the community.
Okay, so then we won't use this. We'll create another one underneath that.
Okay. Then we should move this back out into underneath the NuMenta umbrella.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, okay.
If the community wants to keep this, they're welcome to, and we'll just create our own.
I'm going to ask. I'll ask.
Because I don't want to step on anyone's feet here.
Right.
But for us to invest a ton of our time, we need it.
No. It makes sense. If we're going to bolster this project, it'll be under our CLA, under our copyright. Yeah.
And it's totally fine if the community members want something that has different things, they're welcome.
Yeah, and I think the reason that they were pulling this out is just to clean up, and because they didn't think we were doing anything with it. Okay. So I'll start a conversation about that.
By the way, just a little teaser. We're gonna have a pretty badass vision demo, I think, at the end of Jared's project.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll hold you to that. Did you hear that? All right. Okay, so I'll start a conversation about that and make sure everybody's on the same page on NuPIC vision. Okay, the C++ API is a part of the temporal memory algorithm port, encoder serialization, blah, 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 blah. These are just one-off issues. And then 0.4, this is where I move the Windows stuff. This is currently on hold. And that's all I wanted to go with that. So we already talked about these issues that Richard has brought up. Okay, so let's talk real quick about Mark's PR. Oh, you commented on it, yeah. So we realized we're taking a long time to review this. We're trying to figure out what our protocol is going to be for PRs like this, where we're not sure if we want to merge it or not. So in this case, I think we decided we were going to ask Chayton to do a review of the issue of the proposal that Mark wanted in the first place.
I'm supposed to say Chayton because I haven't talked to him about it.
Oh.
He's on the phone and on the rock right.
Sorry, yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to talk to Chayton and see if he wants to do that. But yeah, we're going to get someone to look on it, and we'll get back this next week.
Yeah, we'll get back to you on this, Mark. I mean, the bottom line is it feels like there's something, a better implementation that could get you what you wanted, that didn't add new global structures that are being touched inside of the constructor and added new metric complications. It feels like maybe there's got to be a better way. So we're going to keep investigating this. Sorry for the holdup. It's inexcusable to have such a long holdup where nothing happens at all. But we're taking action on this within the next week. Yeah. So this is the original issue here. Okay. So we went through all the roadmap. I'm not going to hit every single PR, but I'm spending a lot of time on going through PRs at this point and trying to make sure that they adhere to our PR protocol, which I haven't done since I've been away and the hackathon and everything. So I'm going to be coming back to this and trying to clean up PRs. So that's that. There we go. Okay, that's actually all I have to talk about. But we have, Scott, do you have anything you want to talk about? Okay, David, Ray, you want to give us a HTML Java update?
Okay. So, I just have a couple of things to say. This will be real brief. So since the last time we talked, we had completed the network API and the demo for that. And we came away from that thinking, it would really be nice if we had a clear, demonstratable way to use like the Coracle API, the Java client, and their Java client. Since the last time I've been working on and have finished what does a Foxy demo, basically. So it's just the experiment that Subutai worked on during the 2013, I think it was, hackathon, in which he interfaced NuPIC with the Cortical.io API and entered in different animals and what they eat and all of that, and it was able to extrapolate an animal it had never heard before or had never seen before.
The semantic generalization. That was what we liked about that.
Yeah. So now it's waiting in my personal repo for Cortical approval. They're kind of really busy right now, so. But they're going to do a review on it, and then I'm going to work on a GUI for it also while I'm doing other things. But so right now it just exists at command line form, and you can check it out if you want to on my personal repo under Cognition.
Okay, so it'll be open source GPL.
It'll be right. So it'll be open source. It'll demonstrate how to go to Cortical and get an API key, how to work it, how to use the API, and how to do something usable, and and how to interface that with the new network API, for HTML.java. So good stuff. So it'll give people a really an inroads to integrating this kind of thing into their own project and integrating Cortical interactions into their project too.
Cool.
So, other than that, there is a critical bug. There's something that I changed late, like when I was finishing up the network API, that didn't make it up to the Maven Central. So it's kind of a major bug, but it's all fixed. It's been on the master branch for about a week now, but I hadn't yet made an official release with that contents in it. So I just released we went from 0.50 to 0.51, and I pushed a release up to Maven Central. So now that code is good to go. So anybody who wants to use it, can just find it under 0.51. And that's the way it'll be now until we work with Matt to get a release schedule and with a change log and official documentation and things like that going. So for right now, it's just word of mouth. This is the version. Go get it. So
Right.
So other than that, HTM.Java has gone up in test coverage 6%. So it's been hanging out at 69% for over a half year now. So and now it's up to 75%, and hopefully we'll get that number up. So things are coming along.
That's pretty good. Okay, Scott had something else.
One other thing that I've been talking with super science people about recently is with the bindings, and right now the interface we have is NuPIC core has the C++ and can build a C++ static library. Then in NuPIC we have the swig bindings, and we can recompile everything from NuPIC core and with the additional Pi region into a dynamic library that can be loaded by Python.
Right.
What we're thinking might be better is to move the Pi region, which is basically all the C++ that's in NuPIC, back to NuPIC core. Additionally, move the swig interface files back. And that way, the entire build step would happen in NuPIC core. We wouldn't need to do a rebuild in NuPIC, which would simplify a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when we build with swig, swig is designed to build for multiple languages, so you're supposed to be able to reuse a lot of that interface code for different languages.
So the NuPIC core build could build a lot of different bindings.
Yeah, so the longer thing was NuPIC core could build a static C++ library, or a dynamic C++ library, or a dynamic Python library, or whatever. And you do have to do a little specific coding in the interface files for each language, but as much as possible, we should try to share the common code.
Yeah.
And so that's a proposal.
Well, what's typical if you have a C project that's used by Python? Where do you typically put the swig interface? I mean, I've never done it.
I mean, I think in a simple case, if it's designed to be built for a bunch of different languages, it would just be in one repo, and your build system would be set up to just choose whichever one you look for.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense to me. I'm all for simplifying it, and getting the C out of NuPIC would simplify.
Yeah, I think that would solve some of our issues.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then people could build NuPIC without any C at all. They could just build They could just run it from the Python.
There's no build stuff in NuPIC as long as you have the dynamic library.
That would simplify a lot of stuff. Right?
There's one.
You could do a full Python pip package with no C at all. Then anybody can install it basically.
That would be cool.
But you still need the dynamic library, so you have to get that somehow. You also need like a CAP protocol. So there's a few things that have to be, but you can do that as an independent installation, or you can.
That's true. Yeah.
So you're still going to have a build step, but it's one build step instead of two.
Makes sense to me. Okay, I like that.
I don't know. Should I maybe send something to the list?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Hackers list.
Hackers list. Okay. I don't know, Chayton, do you have anything you'd like to bring up while you're here?
No, nothing in particular.
Richard Crowder, nice to see you. Anything you want to talk about? Your work on the temporal memory port? Can't hear you. You're muted, by the way. Or he may be getting a glass of water or something. I don't know. Oh, wait, there's chat. He says, nope, all in the pull request. Okay, great, Richard. Well, that's all I got. So we're done for the day. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate all you guys' work, and we'll see you on the mailing list. So take care.
See you guys.
Thanks, man.